In 3 hours, everything they tried to hide from you will find you. Something sacred is about to interrupt your heartbreak. They said nothing, but heaven overheard the shift in their soul. You're not crazy. You're being summoned by something eternal. Their pride is unraveling. Your name is at the center. What left will return with a trembling voice and a divine reason. They swore you were done. God said, watch. A confession is moving toward you like a storm. What they ran from is waiting at your door. This hour was written into their soul the day they met you. They'll feel it in their chest before they reach out. A truth long buried is about to knock. You prayed with tears. That's why it's coming with fire. The lie they lived is falling apart because of you. 3 hours from now, their silence will betray them. You weren't forgotten. You were too unforgettable. They denied you to feel powerful. Now, they feel powerless without you. The same mouth that cursed you will cry for you. What ended in pride will resurrect in vulnerability. You were the test. They failed. This is the retake. They'll speak your name like it's the last prayer they know. What you thought was over is just regaining its voice. You are the ache they never confessed. They wrote you off too soon. God is sending clarity in a way no lie can survive. Their dreams couldn't delete you. They wake up with your name. You didn't imagine the bond. They're still haunted by it. The apology they owe is echoing inside them. In 3 hours, love reintroduces itself with your name. They thought you were replaceable, but no one felt like home. What they avoided will now appear face to face. Their resistance is cracking. You're all they remember. God delayed it so they'd feel what they made you carry. They touched your soul and forgot. Their soul didn't. You're not waiting. You're being prepared. Someone's about to break their silence with sacred news. This delay wasn't denial. It was divine timing. They'll reach out in 3 hours, but your soul already knows. They let go too soon. Now time won't save them. Your name is circling in their atmosphere. You didn't chase. That's why they're coming. The hour of truth is drawing breath. You've been in their shadow even when they basked in pride. They blamed you, but you were their last glimpse of God. Something they said is unraveling their peace. They held back love. Now it's holding them hostage. You weren't rejected. You were too real to fake. You disappeared in silence. Now that silence is deafening. The news isn't about what's ending. It's about what never ended. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Comment your favorite quote and subscribe for more. You walked away with grace. They're crawling back with grief. Their friends don't know it, but you still run their mind. You were never erased, just locked behind fear. The soul remembers what the mouth denies. What seemed random is divine orchestration. You didn't close the chapter. It was ripped from your hands. In 3 hours, the mask falls. They're choking on the words they never gave you. You're the light they ignored. And now, their darkness is suffocating. The moment they dreamed of is arriving, and they're not ready. God doesn't need a reason to restore you, just timing. The tears you swallowed will be seen in their eyes soon. What they mocked will be their miracle. You are the prophecy their ego couldn't translate. Their return will not feel victorious. It will feel like surrender. You held sacred space. That's why you're unforgettable. What they threw away is what they're begging to reclaim. In 3 hours, the spiritual veil thins. You became their unfinished prayer. Their silence is about to lose control. You are still the safest place they never return to. What they see in others only reminds them of you. You're not the past. You're the lesson. You are not behind. You're in divine alignment. A door they closed in pride is opening in humility. You asked for closure. God's giving you completion. Their delay wasn't power, it was fear. They didn't know how much love could cost until it left. You didn't beg, and now they are. Your soul is about to be remembered. The love they thought they buried is rising like prophecy. You were the one they laughed about, but secretly mourned. The conversation they avoided will become the one they crave. You'll know when the air changes it's coming. What ended in silence will begin again with truth. You are still their greatest what if. They called you dramatic, but now they live in regret. The truth is they loved you. They just didn't know how. You're not who they lost. You're who they never deserved. The clock is ticking toward reconciliation. What was stolen from you is being restored in full. You broke their pattern. That's why they ran. The news coming isn't random. It's sacred alignment. In 3 hours, your intuition will be confirmed. Your soul made an imprint they can't undo. You'll feel them long before they say a word. They're not ready to return, but their spirit already has. You were the key. They were afraid to unlock. The same lips that lied are preparing to tell truth. You were divine interruption. They finally see it. They thought they buried the story, but your chapter resurrected. What's about to happen was whispered in heaven long ago. Your presence is still in their bloodstream. They felt you leave, and nothing felt whole again. Every moment since you walked away has felt like exile. They loved you in secret. Now it's eating them alive. You were peace, and they traded you for noise. What broke, you will bow before your healing. This time, they won't recognize their own voice when they speak. Your name has been circling their chest like a prayer. Their dreams gave them away. You're still there. What you didn't hear in words, God will reveal in signs. They didn't forget you. They buried you under fear. Every delay was permission for God to rebuild you. You were never hard to love, just hard to control. What's meant for you doesn't need permission to arrive. Their ego chose silence, but their spirit is screaming. You were the altar they abandoned. They didn't ghost you. They couldn't face what they felt. They told others you were the problem. Now truth is untangling. Something sacred is cracking inside them. Your name will fall from their lips when pride breaks. What didn't make sense will soon feel sacred. They can't outrun what their soul chose. You are their unfinished chapter. The page is trembling. They touched your light and flinched. What you lost in tears is returning in power. They haven't healed because you are the healing. 3 hours from now, their life rewrites itself. You were the only one who saw their soul. What they mocked in you, they now mourn in silence. The silence was loud because your spirit stayed. You didn't ask for proof. That's why heaven is sending it. You were not random. You were revelation. Their guilt is growing louder than their pride. You gave them love. Now life is showing them the loss. They didn't believe you'd be the one who got away. You left gently. They're breaking loudly. God is restoring your name in rooms you were erased from. What broke, you will soon confess it still needs you. They pretended not to care. God never let them forget. You were the prayer they didn't know they needed. In 3 hours, truth catches up to time. Your silence was prophecy. It's echoing now. You were not abandoned. You were anointed. The thing they couldn't say is finally being said in front of everyone. God is revealing who kept your name hidden and why. In 3 hours, a heart unlocks. Yours will feel it. They're coming back to explain what they swore they'd bury. Divine timing is real, and it just circled your name. They never moved on. They paused everything, waiting for a sign. What you thought was over was only paused by pain. Your love wasn't too much. Their fear was too loud. They're preparing to confess what silence tried to protect. A phone will ring, and your soul will know before you answer. The person who ghosted you is haunted by your voice. Their soul is aching to tell the truth. Watch. The tears you cried became the seeds for this miracle. Your softness has become their sharpest regret. They can't find peace because they lost the place it lived. You, the words they feared will fall like thunder today. God let them feel your absence. Deeply, your name is circling a conversation you can't hear yet. You didn't lose them. They lost themselves when they let go. Their karma was waking up without your energy near. The pain you carried in silence is now speaking for you. Someone is rushing toward you with words they swore they'd never say. It wasn't heartbreak. It was redirection for divine timing. Your soul is remembering something your mind can't explain. Their spirit is whispering your name in places their mouth can't. The love you gave is now being measured in their loneliness. They can't erase the energy you left in their chest. God didn't forget, and now neither can they. You're the lesson their next lover can't understand. The voice they've been ignoring sounds just like you. Something broke inside them the moment they realized they were wrong. They're coming back, but they won't be the same. The one who replaced you is about to walk away. God waited for the moment their pride couldn't carry the lie. You became sacred the second they walked away. What you planted in pain is blooming in secret. They thought they'd forget you, but God made you unforgettable. The truth is screaming louder than their silence ever did. Someone is trembling before your name. You'll feel it. In the next 3 hours, timelines will shift. What felt delayed is arriving with fire. They rehearsed this apology 1,000 times. Today they speak. God is removing the last obstacle between you and what's yours. You were the light they couldn't handle. Now they crave it. The tears they never cried are coming tonight. Your silence taught them more than your presence ever did. Their friends know. Their family suspects. But only your soul knows everything. Love is circling back to the one who never stopped praying. They are being broken open, and your name is inside. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. What you thought you'd never hear is coming in their voice. You're the prayer they never meant to answer. Something divine is cracking open because you waited. They never stopped watching you from a distance. Their soul is craving redemption, and it begins with your name. What they told others was a lie. They never healed. That strange feeling in your chest? It's their heart calling yours. They're coming to tell you what fear tried to bury. The apology you deserve is being written by trembling hands. You were not the one that got away. You were the one they couldn't replace. A divine reversal is happening as you read this. They're preparing to say it all, even if it costs everything. The moment is near, and your spirit already feels it. What walked away is returning wiser. In 3 hours, truth meets timing. They're learning that losing you wasn't healing, it was hollow. The silence will break, and your soul will remember why you waited. God will speak through a moment you never expected. They've been dreaming of the day your name becomes theirs again. The one they chose instead is already leaving. Every delay has been orchestrated. You'll understand soon. That feeling you had? You were right the whole time. You carried their destiny inside your love. They didn't mean to run. They just didn't know how to stay. What didn't make sense will suddenly become sacred. They see your face everywhere, even when their eyes are closed. You were the only one who knew their real name. 3 hours from now, what's hidden will cry out. They didn't expect the silence to feel like punishment. Love doesn't die. It returns, cleansed by time. The moment they stopped pretending was the moment your name returned. Everything they touch feels wrong because it isn't you. They left a piece of their soul inside your goodbye. That ache you feel isn't yours. It's theirs. They still carry your voice inside their healing. You were never a lesson. You were the beginning. They spoke your name in the mirror today. Their heart is breaking in places they thought were healed. Your love is resurrecting what fear buried. They didn't forget your energy. It lives in their skin. The clock is moving faster now. Stay open. Their guilt is louder than their comfort. Heaven is returning what grief tried to take. Your forgiveness is the door. They're walking toward it. What comes next was sealed with your name in spirit. They never knew love until it was gone. A sacred reunion is writing itself through divine pressure. The truth they denied is blooming like fire. This time it won't hurt. It will heal. The final 3 hours before alignment always feel the heaviest. The countdown is sacred. In 3 hours, love speaks what ego swallowed. You weren't hard to love. You were hard to forget. The door they slammed shut is slowly opening by itself. God is making them relive what they refused to feel. They told the world lies, but their eyes confessed everything. You're the ache they can't silence in the dark. The reunion begins in a whisper. Your spirit will feel it. They saw your face in a stranger and froze. The news won't just reach you, it'll wreck them first. What was hidden is about to be undeniable. They betrayed the one person who would have waited forever. Your absence wasn't punishment, it was prophecy. Every sign they ignored is now screaming your name. The apology won't fix it, but it will free you. God is allowing the storm, so truth can surface. They spoke your name like a spell last night. You were their clarity before chaos confused them. That knock you hear in your chest? It's them. They weren't ready then, but their soul is screaming now. Love didn't die. It went underground to grow deeper roots. This time it's not a coincidence. It's divine release. You feel them thinking about you because God hasn't let them rest. In the moment they almost forget you, heaven reminds them. You carried what their future needed. That strange stillness in your spirit? It's the shift arriving. They remember the softness in your goodbye more than the silence after. Their pride was loud, but your memory is louder. The conversation they avoided is being forced open by spirit. They lost you trying to win battles that didn't matter. The person you almost gave up on is trembling with realization. They chose what looked stable, but you were the piece. You weren't an option. You were their destiny in disguise. Every soul tie fades, but yours stayed. They'll hear your voice today in someone else's words. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Comment your favorite quote and subscribe for more.